Right, Season 4. Quick recap of where we left it. Dovbyk broke the Serie A goal scoring record, 37 goals. Still got robbed of player of the season though. We stole 6th place on a tiebreaker I still don't understand, and that means for the first time in this save, European football. The Conference League, so this season there's more on the plate. The League, Europe, and a board that now expects more. Let's see if we can handle it. Speaking of the board, here's their verdict on last season. Satisfactory. And satisfactory, I mean I did give you a record breaker, but sure, I guess we didn't advance in the cup as far as they wanted us to. Still, good to feel valued. Budget for this year, just over 73 million, and small miracle, money from sales actually counts now. Whoever was running the books last season has clearly been let go. Progress. Objectives for the season: finish in a Champions League spot, so top 4, win the Conference League, and reach the round of 16 in the Coppa. That's a big step up from last year, especially the top 4, but fair enough, that's what the budget's for. And also, I'm guessing we already did qualify for the round of 16. I'm guessing we start there, so at least that one's already covered. Anyway, let's see the squad. The core is good. Guendouzi's been really good for us. Fatavo back from the broken toe, and the shape stays the same. Back 3, Guendouzi shielding 2 up top, but we're playing Thursday nights now and I can see 3 problems straight away. 1, the goalkeeper. De Gea was brilliant last season, but he's getting on, so a new keeper is pretty much a must. Second thing is another center back. Gatti and Danzo are solid, but Valentini is a step below those two, so we want to upgrade there. The third thing is another striker. Up top it's basically just Dovbyk and Beltran, and with the league and Europe this season, that's not enough bodies. So center back, keeper, and a striker. That's the plan. Let's get into the market. First bit of business, and it comes to us. Genoa want Martinelli, our backup keeper, and the offer's a swap, just under 2 million, plus Gabriel Calvani, a young center back coming the other way. And honestly, this works out for everyone. We're signing a new keeper anyway, so Martinelli was going to be the third choice. He gets to actually play, and an extra center back is exactly the kind of depth we need with all the extra games this season. First in, the goalkeeper, Alex Meret, just under 19 million from Strasbourg. Proven Serie A keeper, knows the league, and he takes the glove straight away. That's the biggest hole filled first. Then the attack, Ademola Lookman, 28 million from Atletico. Pace, goals, and he goes straight up next to Dovbyk. That's real quality, probably the signing I'm most excited about. And the center back basically sorted itself. Milan wanted Valentini, we wanted Tomori, so we did a swap deal, plus 9.5 million. Fikayo Tomori, Serie A proven, and a clear step up in that back 3. Couldn't have planned it better. So this is us now. Meret in goal, Tomori, Gatti, Danso at the back, Lookman partnering Dovbyk up front. 3 signings, all straight into the 11. Keeper, center back, attack. Exactly the 3 things on the list. That's the window done, and I think we're looking pretty strong, honestly. And just as I thought the window was done, Gomez wants out. He wasn't happy with his minutes, and now there's an offer for him he wants to take. This one does sting a bit. He was a really useful squad player last season, scored on the final day when we clinched Europe, but he's made up his mind and I'm not keeping someone who doesn't want to be here. So that's 3 players now that forced the move since I arrived. Must be an Italian thing. Off he goes to Atalanta, 29.5 million, which for a squad player is honestly very good money, but it does leave a hole. He was the cover for that right side, so the window's not quite done after all. We're back in the market for someone who can fill in for Fatavo when needed. Right, first game of the season, Venezia away, and look at this 11. Meret in goal, Tomori straight in at the back, Lookman up top with Dovbyk, all 3 big signings starting from day 1. Venezia are one of the sides we should be beating if we're serious about top 4, and it's the same lot we smashed 4-2 on the final day of the season. So, new season, new faces, let's see if it clicks straight away. They're the first ones to get a serious chance, and look at this Tomori, straight in, tending to his defensive duties. Nice block. It was a bit of a messy start. Here they have another chance. Gatti with a nice block. The clearance from Tomori falls straight back to them. It wasn't the best clearance. Tomori then intercepts the pass, but doesn't clear it in time, unfortunately. A bit unlucky. We're behind early. Then we finally get a proper chance. Lookman sends Fagioli through, and it's our first goal of the season. Lookman with the assist, and we are level. Fatavo then, nearly a worldie. Unlucky, just wide. Then second half we've gone up a gear. Dovbyk here basically nicks it off Lookman and finishes it. Of course he does. First game of the season had to be him. 2-1, and that's 2 assists for Lookman already. Here Matucci gets the header, not the best cross from their keeper. Dovbyk sees Lookman making the run over the top, and what a volley that is. Amazing debut from him, 2 assists and a goal, linking up with Dovbyk very nicely. Dovbyk then here nearly gets his second. Dahl here, very nice cross to Lookman, and it's another volley. 28 million, looking very well spent. 4-1. They had a couple chances late on, but Meret, 2 really good saves on his debut too. New keeper, clean handling, calm as you like. A bit unfortunate he didn't get the clean sheet though. 4-1, behind after 10 minutes, and we ended up cruising. Lookman with 2 goals and 2 assists on his debut. Dovbyk scoring day 1 as always. Merit solid, every signing showed up. If that's the preview of the season, it looks very promising. And here's the Gomez money going back to work. Arsene Zakarian, 26 million from Cagliari, and the reason it's him, he can play right mid, central mid, a few spots, which is exactly what you want from a squad player when you're juggling the league and Europe. And now the window is actually done, so we can go into our next game against Lazio. Proper step up from Venezia, and they show it inside minutes. What a hit this is from Bashiru. Merit, no chance. Behind early again. And we just keep gifting it back to them. Merit, busy again. They are ripping us apart with their passing, and this is a proper let-off. Dia turns Gatti, Merit saves, the rebound hits the post, and Tomori scrambles it away. We are barely hanging on at this point. First half was one to forget. Unfortunately though, the second half is not much different. Somerville with the header, Merit again has to make the save, and then they get a corner from which they score, and it's 2-0. Here we bring on Zakarian, seeing if he can add some spark to our game. Unfortunately, it didn't change much, honestly. They kept opening us up, kept creating, just the better side, full stop. 2-0 Lazio, and no complaints. We were second best all game, didn't create a thing. First real test of the season, and it showed us exactly where the level is. 1 win, 1 loss, on to the next. Then another tough game, Milan away. One of the best sides in the league, and this run of fixtures is just brutal. Here they have an early chance, Merit though is equal to it, and we dodge an early goal this time. Though, here, a few moments later, nice pass inside, Merit makes the save, but they get the rebound. But then look at this, Fatabu, what a cross, and Dovbyk. What a header that is. He jumps above everyone, and it's crazy how good this guy is in the air. Like, I honestly don't think I've had a player in career mode score as many headers. Just crazy. Anyways, we're level. Started to play a bit better here. Lookman nearly turns it around. Save from the keeper. Unfortunately though, right before the break, another save, another rebound, another goal. Second one of those today. Merit's making all the stops. I need defenders to actually clear the pieces. 2-1 at the half. Now in the second half, they get a chance and Jimenez pounces on it. Far corner, no chance. 3-1 and they're just cutting through us now. But we go back to the only thing working. Cross it in and let the big man finish it. Another header, another goal. Honestly, it was the only way we could score today. We could not get in their box any other way. And here, chasing the equalizer, we get picked off. Jimenez and Pulisic combine, and it's 4-2. That's the game. So that's 2 losses on the bounce, both of the big sides. The pattern's clear, rebounds and second balls are killing us. Apart from crosses onto Dovbyk's head, we're not really creating. Something to chew on, but a break from the league now because it's finally time for Europe. Our first ever European campaign in this save, the Conference League, and the group's got some real names in it. Shakhtar, Newcastle, Celtic, some genuinely good sides in this competition, but I'll say it, we should be getting through this phase. I mean, the board does want us to win the whole thing, remember? So no pressure. First game, Vitoria Guimarães, and it's rotation time. This is the whole reason we build the depth. Zakarian gets his first start, a few of the regulars get a rest. Thursday nights, here we go. And we get off to a perfect start. Lookman and Beltran combining. First goal in the Conference League. But then here, look at the positioning from our defenders, very poor, and they pull one back. Thankfully the attack was good this game. Beltran slides it to Barton, and the young lad scores in Europe. Genuinely happy for him, that's what these nights are for, back in front. Now watch this, Beltran again with a simple pass, and Gudmundsson's touch, sets himself, volley. That is the goal of the season so far, no argument. The rotated 11 are having a night. Maybe getting a bit too comfortable though, but a nice save from Klaverboer, and Barton then clears it. But still defensively, we were not the best this game. Here they get another lovely finish in fairness, but we see it out, first game in Europe and it's a win. Then we are straight back to the Serie A and it's against Roma. And I don't know who that mascot is dancing for, honestly. Anyway, they get the first chance, Merit saves it, and the rebound, I don't know how they didn't finish it. Though it doesn't really matter, a few moments later, Kone with a very nice finish, and we are behind again. And it was not looking good. Here another shot, safe from Merit, but Kone pounces on it, and it's 2-0 for them. So the first half was one to forget, then we get a chance, Lookman forces a save from the keeper, and this time we get the rebound. Dovbyk, and it's 2-1. Here we were chasing the equalizer. I brought on Zakarian as well, and he sets up Lookman very nicely. He finishes it, and it's 2-2, and we managed to get a point from this game. Not the best result, but still we managed to bounce back from 2-0. Happy with that. Next up in the Conference League, and we are off to England. Away at Newcastle at St James's Park, and this will probably be the toughest fixture in this group stage of the Conference League. We do manage to get off to a nice start. Dovbyk just nearly misses it. Then they come at us with a chance of their own, but Meret, big save, keeping us level. Honestly, not much happened in the first half, but then in the second, and Bomo, they finally break us down, 1-0. And it looked like that goal really gave them confidence. They were a nightmare to play against after that. And here the second one. And Bomo again in the 80th minute, and it's not looking good. Here, however, nice play from Fatavo to set up Lookman, and we pull one back. But unfortunately, it's too late. First loss in Europe, but Newcastle away, and it was 2 moments that decided it. No shame in that one. We move on. So after a couple more games, this is where we stand. 10 games into the league, 7th. Not good enough, honestly, but look how tight it is. We're on 18, and everyone from 3rd down to Napoli and 9th is packed within a few points. So it's not a crisis, but the board wants top 4 and 7th isn't the trajectory. The league form needs to pick up. As for the Conference League, we're 8th, which again, tight as anything. One result changes everything. The realistic goal for this phase, stay in the top 8 and skip the playoff round. That's very doable. So mid-table in both, everything bunched, and the board expecting more. The next stretch of games decides which way this season tips. Palermo, this is one of those we should be winning. They're a newly promoted side, and straight away Dovbyk slides in Lookman. It's a nice finish, and we are up 1-0 in the early stages. Then watch this. Look at the save from Meret, and what a tackle that is from Danso to keep our 1-0 lead intact. Now Fagioli, what a ball to Lookman, and he gets his brace. 2-0, cruising. Dovbyk, nice pass to Dahl, who finds the back post, and Fatavo is waiting there all by himself. It's a simple finish, and before halftime it's 3-0. In the second half, we were completely in control, and here, shot saved from Beltran, Dovbyk gets the rebound, and the second time he puts it away. 4-0. Oh, and this happened. Manager of the month. 3 games, 3 wins in November. First individual award for Mr. Sterling. I'd like to thank mostly Dovbyk. So confidence is high. Let's see if we can get a win against Inter. And right off the bat it's looking good, but Lookman can't finish it. We have to take those against Inter. And after that they just started outplaying us completely. A rebound goal again. I'm convinced no team in the universe concedes off rebounds like we do. But nevertheless, 1-0 for them. Then Lookman here gets another chance before the break. Can he finish it this time? Straight into the goalkeeper. Unlucky. And the second half starts off even worse. Lautaro here with a very nice finish. And it's 2-0 to them. And here we just started collapsing, honestly. Somehow this ball falls straight back to them, and it's 3-0. Nothing complicated to say. One of the best teams in the league. We didn't take our chances, they took theirs. Forget it. On to the next one. Como, a genuinely good side, and this is exactly the kind of game we keep losing. The Inters, the Lazios, the Milans. At some point we have to actually beat one of the better teams. And here, a good start. Dahl robs them of the ball, passes to Dovbyk. Dovbyk's shot gets saved, but Lookman is there for the rebound. Dovbyk here with a very nice shot, just hits the post and cannot get the rebound. And then this play here is very lovely. Guendouzi to Amatucci, nice ball to Dahl, and he puts it inside for Dovbyk on a plate, and it's 2-0. Meret here, incredible, keeping the clean sheet at the other end. And then Dahl here again on that left side. Another one laid on a plate, Lookman's second, and Dahl has been involved in all 3 goals, running the show today. On the other end, what a tackle from Danso, throwing his body in front of that shot. We bring on Beltran in the later stages, and he gets us the 4th. And then Meret still refusing to concede. One less block at the death, clean sheet. They didn't even play badly, honestly. Our defense was just on another level. 4-0 against the top side. Dahl ran the game, Lookman got 2, the defense was perfect, and when both ends click like that, we can generally play with anyone. I think that's the best we've looked since we arrived in Florence. Quick one, first game in the Copa, sim this one, Lecce at home, and apparently it was chaos. It finished 3-3, but thankfully we go through on penalties. Start of January, and this lands. Milan, position opening up and I'd apparently be a leading candidate. Flattering, but I don't think so. We're above them in the league and honestly I'm enjoying this squad too much. Maybe one day a job comes along that tempts me. This isn't it. Especially now, middle of the season, I want to see what we can do with this team. Because look at this. Halfway through the season and we're third. 11 wins from 18. That's a Champions League spot as it stands. Exactly what the board demanded. Inter running away with it, Juventus second, then us. The Como win kicked off a proper run and the league form has completely turned around since that rough autumn. In Europe, league phase done. We finished 6th, 4 wins from 6, and that's us through to the next stage. Job done. Could have been better, could have been worse, but on we go. Also, Newcastle finished surprisingly low, considering they're one of the best teams in this league phase, I think. And guess who's top of the league scoring charts? Again, Dovbyk, 12 and 19, leading Serie A at 32 years old. Quick look at the squad hub, and you see this man, Fatavu, 10 goals, 6 assists from right mid, playing basically every game. Remember, this time last year, he was out 3 months with a broken toe. He's arguably been our most consistent player. Lookman's 10 and 3, he settled in nicely too, and Guendouzi just runs the midfield every week. So, halfway, third in the league, alive in Europe, alive in the Copa, and the manager's phone is ringing. Second half of the season, let's not waste this position. We got a few nice offers here also for Fatavu. I got a bit tempted, but honestly, I just want to keep the squad as it is for now. And Sohm did not want to extend his contract, so he is leaving at the end of the season. So, here we are, second half of the season. First game is against Torino, and already inside 5 minutes, nice cross inside from Fatavu, who finds Lookman, who then finds Dovbyk, and we are up 1-0 inside 5 minutes. A few moments later, Fagioli just wide. Would have been a very nice goal, but then Guendouzi from range, top corner, perfectly placed. That is a worldie. 2-0, 40th minute. And now Fagioli lays it off to Amatucci from basically the same spot Guendouzi just scored from. What is going on today? Everyone's screamers are flying in. 3-0. Nice save from Meret here, but then they get one back. Whatever, we're still comfortable. Another long shot, nearly a fourth. In the final minutes of the game, really poor defending, and they get their goal. Made the final whistle way more nervous than it needed to be, but we hold on. 3 points, 2 absolute screamers from midfield, and we managed to hold out. This is the Copa draw. We're facing Milan, of course the toughest team out of all of these, but on the other hand, if we manage to beat them, I think we have one hand already on the trophy. Here's how we go. Rotated, but not too much. Dovbyk and Beltran up top, Guendouzi and Barton in there. Zakarian gets a start. Milan are always a pain to play against, so this is as strong as the rotation gets. Let's get the job done. We get off to a very strong start. Dovbyk goes through and finishes it with his right. 6 minutes in, 1-0 in a quarterfinal. And then straight from their kickoff, we managed to get the ball back. Dovbyk over the top to Zakarian, and what a finish. 2-0 up inside 10 minutes, and it's looking very nice for us. Could not have dreamt of a better start. Then Jimenez with the response, wide. That was a warning shot. And from here it was basically all them. Meret busy already. Second half, pretty much more of the same. They are knocking it about. Meret gets a very good save, and they pick up the rebound off the bar, and we are barely hanging on. And then lovely feet from Ibrahimovic actually. Maybe it's his son, I don't know, but Musa finishes it. Here we go. But then instant reply from us, Amatucci to Fatavu, and what an elegant header from Beltran to give us back the 2-goal cushion. But then here Musa inside the box, and we give away a penalty. They score, and it's 3-2. And this Shingai has been a menace all day. Musa here with a shot, Meret is equal to it thankfully. Here a mistake from them, they give the ball away. Lookman to bury the game, and it's a save. Unfortunate. Last minute of the game, it's a bad shot from them. Meret holds on, and we get the win. We are through to the next round. That was close. And now look at the bracket. Venezia through, Juve Stabia knocked out Atlanta. Torino beat Como, every single big side is gone, except us. I'm just gonna say it, we are now the favorites to win this cup, it's right there. Now we have Atalanta away, proper tough fixture, and straight away, Dovbyk with a brilliant tackle inside the box. He's been doing that all season. Dovbyk then finds Dahl down that left. How many times have we seen that this season? And Lookman's volley is just kept out. And then here's the opener. What a pass from Fagioli to Lookman. First time finish, bottom corner, clean as anything. 1-0. Then Guendouzi sees a Matucci, and it's another rocket from him. The young lad's right foot is becoming a weapon. 2-0. Here they are on the attack, but Gotti with a proper tackle to keep them out, holding firm. Not for long though. Ederson, what a finish. Into the second half now, and Ederson gets another chance, and he buries it the same way he did the first one. Very good finish. He almost sets up another goal here, forces a good save from Meret. But Fagioli, seeing everything today, what a ball. Lookman through, and he's got his second. Back in front, and it's that Fagioli-Lookman link again. At this point we were getting a bit nervous, and look who's involved. Gomez, our old boy, nearly lays one on for them, but Meret denies Ederson the hat-trick. Dovbyk can't kill it at the other end, but it doesn't matter. 3-2, 1-goal margins all day at the minute, but that's 3 points at Atalanta, and against a side this good, I'll take that all day. Back to Europe, the knockout round. These are the teams that are left in the competition, and honestly, having a look over, I think we have a pretty solid chance of actually winning this thing. But first draw is Trabzonspor, and we simmed the first game. Unfortunately, we lost 3-2, so we're gonna have to redeem ourselves in the second leg. So, second leg, at home, 1 down on aggregate, simple maths. We need 2 clear goals tonight, preferably early. Let's get it. And inside 10 minutes, Dovbyk with an awkward shot, but the rebound is picked up by Lookman. And from a nothing shot, really, we are level on aggregate. I think I may have underestimated this side a bit. Here they force a very good save from Meret. But then a Matucci slides Lookman in, he gets his second, and it's 2-0. We just basically needed to hold on to this lead, but then Lookman says he is not finished. Dovbyk sends him through, and Lookman gets his hat-trick and his 7th goal in the conference. Then in the second half, it was basically just us controlling the game. Goodmanson nearly adds a 4th, but it doesn't matter. 3-0 on the night through an aggregate and a European hat-trick from Ademola Lookman. Lost the first leg by simming it, won the tie by actually turning up. On to the next round. The next round against Hoffenheim, we simulate the first leg, and this time we get away with a victory. So, Hoffenheim, second leg. But honestly, this game was so boring. They had this one chance where Meret was forced to make a save, but other than that, no real highlights for the entire 90th minutes. But we'll take it. We're happy with the result, 2-0 on aggregate, and we are through to the next round. So, 4 teams left in the competition: Shakhtar, Newcastle, Haken, and us. And honestly, I think Newcastle or us are the favorites to win this. Newcastle already did beat us before, but hopefully this time, if we do face them again, we get the upper hand. And I honestly do think we have a really good chance of winning this. Oh, and one more thing. The Hoffenheim manager, Lichtsteiner, actually got sacked after our tie, so after we knocked them out of the cup, they also decided to sack him. Poor guy, kinda feel bad for him. But that's football. So, next game, in the cup, another trophy we're after, against Venezia. The first game we simulated, it was 1-1, and now it's time for the second leg. Rotated the squad a bit. Goodmanson messaged me, said he wants to be part of the cup run as this is his final season, so I'm deciding to grant his wish, and hopefully it doesn't bite me in the ass. Back to the cup, second leg against Venezia, win this, and we're in the final. Should be routine. Second minute though, Doumbia, and we're already behind. Here we go again with the early goals. But the response is quick. Goodmanson sends Lookman through, and we're level. Crisis over for now. Except they just keep on coming into the bottom corner, 2-1, and we're looking genuinely shaky here. Goodmanson nearly gets us level. Would have been massive, wasn't to be. And look at this, they're cutting us open every time they go forward. Meret keeping us in it. Lookman surely levels it here, saved. And you start getting that gut feeling. Second half, Meret again, he's the only reason this is still a game. And then in the final 15, they wrap it up, they finish, that's the game, and that's the cup, out. And honestly, this is the worst one of the season. Venezia, we had a free run to the final, to a trophy, and we've completely fluffed it. No excuses, no bad luck, they were just better. So that's one objective gone. and everything now rides on two fronts, the league and Europe. Speaking of the league, this is where we stand with 4 games left. Third, 21 wins, 71 points. Juventus have already run off with the title, but that was never our race. Ours is top 4, Champions League football, and it looks pretty much in our hands unless we royally mess it up. Back to Europe, we drew Haken in the semi-final, and the first leg we simmed and we beat them 1-0. So second leg, all we gotta do, keep our heads and see it through. Juventus next, and you know the history by now. Dovbyk turns into a different animal against this lot. 2 hat-tricks against them last season, let's see if the curse holds. Here's our first chance, Dahl slides it in and Lookman's shot is blocked. We're warming up though. Another chance for us, Dovbyk and Dahl combining. Dahl sees him making the run, passes it inside and Dovbyk off the post. Juve's worst nightmare is back, 1-0. 38th minute, on the attack again, Lookman sees Dovbyk inside, on the volley, into the back of the net, 2-0, and that's a brace against the club he loves playing against the most. Now into the second half, and just watch this. A Matucci, Lookman to Dovbyk from outside of the box, a rocket into the top right corner, hat-trick against Juventus, again, 3rd hat-trick against them now. He generally becomes a different beast when he sees black and white stripes, 33 goals this season. But after that goal, they started really pressing us. We switched off a bit. Here, Meret is forced to make a good save. Then they came again on the chance of the post, and David picks up the rebound, and it's 3-1. Meret was really saving us at this point. Another one for him. But yeah, they just kept coming. Here, another chance off the post from Greenwood, and we barely hold on. And in the 90th, David gets his second, 3-2. Thankfully that's the last kick of it. And we've seen it out, just about. 3-2, 3 points and another Dovbyk hat-trick against Juventus. That's 3 hat-tricks against them now. Some players have a bogey team, Juve have a bogey man. Champions League spots looking safer and safer. Semi-final, second leg, Haken, and we're bringing a 1-0 lead from the first leg. Here's the 11, some rotation but not too much. Klaverbor in goal, Beltran and Lookman up top. 90 minutes from a European final. And right at the start, I think we may have underestimated them. Klaverbor already working. And 5 minutes later, they're in our box again. Another really good save, but the rebound header drops for them and Danso can't get there. 1-0 to them, and just like that, level on aggregate. Lookman sends Zakarian through, straight at the keeper though. Then Barton sees Lookman on the edge of the box, and he lets it fly. The keeper gets a hand to it and it still goes in. Too much power. Level on the night, ahead in the tie. And just as we thought we had this under control, look at this touch. Completely turns our defender, smashes it past Klaverbor, level on aggregate again. This Haken lot are genuinely annoying now. Zakarian answers though, start of the second half from the tightest of angles. What a finish. Back in front, 3-2 on aggregate. But these guys, they just won't stop. Nice string of passes, and again another goal. 3 now we've conceded in a game we should be winning comfortably. At this point, I'm fed up. So it's time for the big boys. Guendouzi, Dahl, Dovbyk, triple substitution. Enough messing about, let's go win this. And it takes the big man less than 10 minutes to get on the score sheet. Level on the night, back ahead in the tie. That's why he came on. And we weren't stopping there because you just knew they'd find another one. Corner comes in, back post, and Moreno's completely alone. 4-3, 5 minutes left, and now we've got it in the bag. 4-3 on the night, 5-3 on aggregate, and Fiorentina are in the Conference League final. Not pretty, conceded 3 to Haken, but who cares? Now, who are we facing? Let's find out. And there it is, Newcastle. They beat Shakhtar 3-1, so the best team in this competition is waiting in the final. The one side that beat us in the league phase, so you just know this one's gonna be very difficult. Final league game of the season, Milan. We're pretty much safe in the top 4 already, so unlike last year, no do or die maths. It's just about how high we finish. One more thing before kickoff, Goodmanson came to me and asked to start this one. It's his final league game for the club. He wants to say goodbye to the fans properly. Nothing really on the line, so granted. Go enjoy it, big man. And they start fast, off the bar, cleared, warning shot, and then Nkunku gets a chance here, rocket into the back of the net, and we're 1-0 down already. Quick reply from us, Amatucci fires it, goes just wide though. Few minutes later, Fagioli finds Gudmundsson, and of course, his farewell game, and he's got his goodbye goal. 1-1. Then Sheen here, just too quick for Danso, too fast for him, and it's a penalty. He steps up for his brace, straight down the middle, and it's saved. He saw the look in his eyes, knew exactly where he was going. And we punish it. Dovbyk and Dahl combining again, and this time Dahl doesn't pass it, he toe pokes it with his right, and it's too powerful for Magnan. Gets a hand to it, still goes in. We've turned it around, 2-1, and it's only the 30th minute. This game is chaos. Speaking of chaos, Piccoli slides in Shin, and it's a goal. 2-2, 4 goals in 30 minutes, nobody's letting up. Surely they can't get another one in this half, right? Mistake from Gari, Shin fires it first, Meret saves it, he gets the rebound, and it's 3-2. Second half, same story, this Shin guy is completely demolishing us. Finally getting the attack again, Fagioli to Gudmundsson, he sees Dovbyk, and he turns provider this time. Sets him up, a goal and an assist on his final league day. Would have actually been a proper send-off if we haven't conceded so many goals. Because you see Shin again, 5-3, and that's that. So we lose the last one, 8 goals, absolute madness, but honestly it doesn't stink so much, because look at this, third, 75 points, 22 wins, a massive upgrade from scraping 6th on 62 last season. Juventus ran away with it at the end, but our target was top 4 and we've smashed it. That's Champions League football for Fiorentina next season. The squad building worked. So this is it, the final game of the season and the biggest game of this entire save, the Conference League final. We're in Istanbul at the Beşiktaş Stadium. Fiorentina versus Newcastle, the team that beat us in the league phase, the team everyone's had down as the best side in this competition from day one. And neither of us strolled here. Newcastle nearly went out to Utrecht, 5-4 on aggregate, hanging by a thread, before taking apart Shakhtar in the semis. Us lost a leg to Trabzonspor, conceded 3 at home at Haken, 2 flawed runs, 1 trophy. Someone's story has to end tonight. And here's what we're up against. And honestly, that's a strong 11. Gordon, Voltemade and Buomo up top. That's genuinely a scary front 3. Tonali and Guimarães in midfield. Proper team. Also, they have Gay and Yoro at the back. It's gonna be tough breaking them down. But look, we're not exactly turning up empty-handed. Dovbyk and Lookman together up front, and I'd put that partnership against anyone's. Fatavo and Dahl flying down the sides, and the midfield's in form of its life. Amatucci's been brilliant since day one, and Fagioli has stepped up massively this season. Guendouzi shielding, and the back 3 behind him. This is the strongest 11 I can put out, and every one of them knows what's on the line. 2 seasons ago we were scraping for survival in the championship. Now we're 90 minutes away from Fiorentina's first trophy of this era. Let's go get it. 10th minute, and there's the problem we knew was coming. Mbumo down that right side, ball into Voltemade, and Gatti is there, thankfully. Brilliant defending, that's the game right there. My defenders and my attackers both on point, nothing less. And a few moments later, our first look, Dovbyk and Dahl combining, that partnership again. Cross comes in, Lookman is there, but the keeper handles it. We're in this. And here we go again. 25th minute, Fatavo to Fagioli, and what a pass this is to Lookman. Tight angle, he shoots and he scores. A goal in the final. 1-0 Fiorentina. His 9th of this Conference League campaign, and by a mile, the most important one. Now control the game, please. Newcastle responds straight away, but the defense is dealing with everything. Tackle, and the cross gets cleaned up too. Maurizio almost slips Voltemade in, and there's Guendouzi. That's what he was signed for. Last chance of the half, it's Mbumo again. They're feeding him every single attack, but Tomori shuts the door. Ball out, halftime, 1-0 at the break in a European final, 45 minutes from silverware. Look at Dahl intercepting on that left side, then just skips away past 2. And we started this half very nicely. Amatucci here lets one go, but it's blocked. Still 1-0, still holding. Time for fresh legs. Zakarian and Fazzini on for Fatavo and Fagioli. Those 2 left absolutely everything out there. Now finish the job. Amatucci again. Can't quite finish it, and Gehi clears. We were finding our stride again there. A few chances, but it doesn't last, because here they come again. Gordon this time, and Danso deals with him with ease. He's been a wall all night, but so have all others in the defense. 90th minute now, 1 less attack, 1 less ball down that right side, and Tomori. Again, we have completely closed them down. They've got nothing left. Yes, get in. And that's it. It's done. Fiorentina are champions of the Conference League, and we got a clean sheet. I'm not even that surprised that we won, like I am a bit. I knew it was going to be tough, but the fact that we got a clean sheet, that just feels so much better. Not the prettiest attacking display, but we got the goal that mattered, we owned the midfield, and the backline was absolutely perfect. Newcastle didn't know what to do with us, we got revenge and a trophy in one night. And there it is, Danso lifting the trophy. And isn't she a beauty? Fiorentina's first silverware of this era and the first European trophy of Barry Sterling's career. From League One survival scraps to European champions in 4 seasons. Time for the group photo, and there you have it. Fiorentina, your Conference League champions. And look, this could possibly be my last game at this club, not sure yet, but if it is, what a way to go out. And of course, the city parade, open top bus through Florence, trophy on board, and Mr. Barry Sterling absolutely vibing. DJ going, players going, the manager having the time of his life, the wife's texting, wondering where he's at, phones on mute, love, we'll talk Monday. 2 years of work on that bus, well deserved. Let the man party. Quickly going over the other 2 European competitions, Chelsea won against Barcelona in the Europa League, and Paris won against City in the Champions League. Lookman nearly got top scorer in the Conference League, 9 goals in 10 appearances. Very good campaign for him. While in the Serie A, you just know it, Dovbyk 24 goals, not as many as last year, but still top scorer, 2nd season in a row. And also quick rundown of the season's numbers. Dovbyk 27 goals, 9 assists, top scorer again at 32 years old, 24 of those in Serie A alone, down from his record-breaking 37, sure, but there's a difference. He doesn't have to carry us anymore. Look at Lookman, 25 goals right behind him. That's a proper 2-headed monster up front, 52 goals between them. Fatavo chipped in 13 from the right, Beltran 12 and Goodmanson 6 on his way out. And the midfield, Fagioli 12 assists, the most in the squad. Told you he stepped up this season. Amatucci 9 assists and Guendouzi 52 appearances. The man never rests, and that backline's 14 clean sheets say the shield worked. The defense as well, a big step up from last year, didn't concede nearly as much. Also, look at Sheffield, going back to the championship. Proud of them. So that's the season, top 4 finish and a European trophy. And one last thing before we go, some big clubs have come knocking. I'm pretty happy with the job done here, and if I left, I'd be leaving the club in a great state. But the Champions League with this squad is tempting too. Haven't decided yet, you'll find out next episode. See you there.